Hey guys, so I just wanted to give you a few heads up on some coffee and how coffee works and what will be going on with coffee. Our idea and our hope is that when we roast coffee, we allow the regions of coffee to tell us what it's supposed to taste like. So when I roast coffee, I like to take it into a process that reveals flavor versus me trying to tell the coffee what it needs to taste like. And that comes out to being light, medium, dark, or what we would actually call a light roast, a city roast, a city plus roast, or a dark roast. And we do that because there is a kind of that medium break. As far as coffee goes, I try to rotate our coffee on a regular basis. So every 3 to 4 months, you're going to see new coffee come in. And what I'll try to do is make sure that this video teaches that in a lot of ways, what that new coffee is, what it tastes like, and why it tastes that way. So roasting process works on a curve, okay? That curve happens as the machine, my Diedrich here, which is a small batch roaster. I do everything small batch, never roast more than 10 pounds at a time. And any new coffee that I get, I test batch 3 5-pound batches. That's my loss. I don't pass that on to you. And then I typically blend those coffees for giveaways and stuff like that. But those 3 batches help me to determine how long that process is. A coffee roasting does this. Your machine heats up, you drop the coffee turns and the temperature goes down. And then as it turns, the coffee starts to come back up and then it levels off at the end, and that's how a coffee process actually works. It looks just like that S-curve, okay? The key to those S-curves are the total end, the processing time, when the coffee is heated up, the first crack has happened, and that coffee is leveling out. That process right there cannot be more than 25% of the overall curvature of the coffee. So from the time you drop the coffee till it comes down the curve and starts heating back up and then comes into that crack, that process right there is called the Maillard process, or the yellowing process, the browning process. That process of coffee helps the coffee to dry out. It helps open the oils up to get ready for crack, and it helps to slow or extend the cooking process of the coffee. So during that time, I'm watching color. I actually use 3 senses in this, very simply put. I'll just tell it to you this way. The first thing I'm doing is I'm using my eyes. So I'm using my eyes to determine color ratios as the coffee. Is it turning too fast? Is it turning too slow? Where's my heat at? What's the time signature? The second thing I'm doing is, after I look at it, then I'm going to start, after the crack, I'm going to start smelling it, okay? And that smell should also bring some flavor into it, but I'm going to start smelling it at that point, and I'm going to look for the notes that after that first crack, I'm looking for the notes to happen. I'm looking for that 25% process depending on where the coffee is from. Early processes for lighter coffee, middle of the road processes, you know, that 22 to 23%, 24, 25, 26% for coffee that is from darker regions, like the Colombian. The Colombian is going to be at 24%. The house is ranging around that 22, 23%. I've got a new coffee that I just test roasted called the Jaguar Honey Process. The Jaguar is a very light roast, so I don't take it more than a 19, 20%, and that's the most flavor that I'm going to get in that coffee. So that's what I'm looking for, and I'm looking for that process. So remember, the roasting process is this sweet little curve that helps the coffee dry out, and when it starts to heat back up again, you come into the crack. After the crack, it should level out, and that's my roasting phase right there in that time. That's where I'm developing all your sugars, I'm developing the process of the coffee, I'm developing the notes and the flavor, and I'm watching for that to happen. That's why we say we're craft coffee roasters, because I'm not just going by a timed electronic signature on this thing where every coffee is roasted the same way. I'm literally handcrafting every one of our coffees. So I hope that gives you some insight in how I roast coffee. And I'll try to do this for every new coffee that I introduce you guys. I've got 2 new coffees on your next batch. It won't be in this one, but on your next batch. I've got some Nicaraguan that I'm going to blend into the house instead of the Peruvian. And I've got some a new single origin in the honey processed Jaguar from Costa Rica and Terrazzo region. So Hope that helps you guys. We'll talk to you soon.